bit more in depth with Florida than the other teams. Florida Panthers, I know I was a little down on them last week. I actually have a little note on the Florida Panthers. They did go 2-2. They beat the Islanders and Edmonton Oilers. They had, or not Edmonton Oilers. Geez, I always get those abbreviations mixed up. They beat the Ottawa Senators. That's who they actually beat, not the Edmonton Oilers. But Florida's looked good. They're scoring goals. Tkachuk has just brought a new dynamic to that Florida Panthers team that I don't think they really had before. I know Barkov finally got his first goal of the year last night. Montour has been playing very good, an elevated role with Mackenzie Weegar gone up at the top of the defense. There's another player that I'm drawing a blank on his last name, of stepping up with defense now gone or injured. Ekblad being out here for a little bit, but Montour 8 points on the year. Forsling is the guy that I was drawing a blank. He has stepped up offensively. Goaltending, goals against average, kind of almost split. I mean, Spencer Knight technically having the far superior goals against average, but save percentage, Spencer Knight with an 8.99. Bobrovsky with an 8.97, so they're just, I'd say, right below that average. They're below average to me in goaltending, and that's where I think with the defensive breakdowns that they do have, with just some brain fart plays in their own D zone or just bad giveaways in the neutral zone that lead to counterattacks that they get burnt on, it's going to affect your goaltending stats, and I mean, you can see it there, but overall, as a team, Tkachuk, 13 points. He is just a scrappy, in-your-face player with skill and a shot. He's the full package. He's everything you look for in a hockey player that you want to change a culture in a team. I think that's honestly why they brought him in. They needed that change, and honestly, so far, it has worked out in his favor and the team's favor. Barkov, 8 points. Colin White playing some great hockey. Carter Verhaeghe having some pretty solid games here and there. Forsling, Lundell, Bennett. Honestly, Bennett needs to step it up a little bit more just based on where he was drafted. High draft pick with Buffalo. They brought him in. I know he had a pretty decent year last year, but he needs to pick it up a little bit more. I think if the Florida Panthers want to have some more success, other than their top guys, Colin White has also been stepping up in that role of being that next wave of, okay, yep, we're going to step it up when the top guys aren't playing. But I think Sam Bennett needs to be then a part of that second wave, that if Barkov and Tkachuk are having an off night, they can step in, Bennett, Verhaeghe, White, and get the job done by committee. And honestly, they've been doing that. Again, standings do reflect that. Goal differential, not so great, 29-4, 28 against, only +1. They did win their last game, 5-3-1, 11 points, good enough for second in the division. And it's going to be a tight division to see what two teams from that division are going to be able to make it into the playoffs for sure. But that's really my full breakdown on Florida. They're fast, they're getting it done, and they find a way to win those scrappy games. Not the best team away. They're 2-3 versus 3-1 at home, so obviously any team will typically play better on home ice, but they'll need to figure it out on the road a little bit more than they need to do at home in sunny, warm Florida. But